This is this is a video on lesson 16 on function compositions, but now we're going to go over example 2. So we're asked to consider these functions, but they're written in a way that you may not have seen before. This is a function f, and this is a function g. Okay, so here's the function name, here's the input, here's the output. And then here's an English just translation of what it means. So I'm going to go ahead and just rewrite this in the function notation that you guys are used to. So if this is the function name, our input is animals, and then our output is at counting numbers. And what are the counting numbers? Those numbers are just the number of legs it has. So number of legs. So this is a function where we input the animals, and then get the number of legs back out. So I'm assuming if my input is chicken, I'll get 2, right? If I input, say, a dog, I'll get 4. So this is the function. This is the rule that we're giving the function f. And if we take a look at g, my input is people, and my output is animals. And based on the description, it's not just any animal, it's the animal that is the person's favorite. So favorite animal. Favorite. So input, what I'm putting in, what I'm getting back out. Okay, so why is it really important to think about what the input and what the output is because when we start composing functions, there are certain ways that you cannot compose, and there are certain ways that you can compose. Okay, so how can we tell what we can compose and what we cannot compose? And that's by looking at the domain and what they represent. So we've already looked at function f, and we said that the domain, which is the input, so I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this. Domain is input, and range is output. So our domain here is animals, our range here is numbers, our domain here is people, our range here is animals. So if we're trying to take a look at composition of functions, describe the action of each composition if it can be defined. So there are times when it's not defined. So if we look at this notation, I know you guys haven't seen this before, but that circle can be rewritten as f of g of x. So remember, anytime you see a bunch of parentheses and function evaluations like this, it means that you want to evaluate the inside first, and then whatever you get back out from g of x is what you plug into f of x. So is that okay? So if I'm going to redraw this in boxes to possibly help you. Here's our box for function f, and we want to input animals. And here from f we get back out number of legs. And from g, we want to input people, and then we get back out animals. So when we do function compositions, we're basically just like plugging one of these boxes up to another of these boxes. So these two boxes. So the question is, do we want f to go first or do you want g to go first? If we need to connect the two boxes, is it okay if we have f go first or g go first? So in this case, we actually, f of g of x means that g goes first and then f goes first, because you're evaluating g first, and then you're taking whatever you get back out from g and then plugging into f. So you're evaluating the inside first and then plugging that into f, so we're evaluating g first, plugging into f. So is this transition okay? So double check your domain. Here we have people. Here we have animals. And then what does f take in? Well, f takes in animals. Perfect. That's exactly what g outputs. So now we can plug in that animal to the number of legs. Okay, so we went from people to animals to number of legs, and that's okay. That's great. So yes, this is defined, and describe the action of each composite function. Well, the action would be you figure out, or the input, you input the person, and now you know the to find out the number of legs of the person's favorite animal. Okay, so this function composition, f of g, tells you the number of legs of the person's favorite animal, given that person. Okay, so this is our function composition. Okay, hopefully that was clear, but I want you guys to give it a try for the rest of example number 2, because now you're going to be trying to put the two functions f together, trying to put g first and then f, and then think about what goes in and what comes out in terms of input and output, and whether or not it makes sense, whether or not it can be defined. So give it a try, and good luck.